Jazz has never belonged only to the ear. It lives in atmosphere, in light, texture, timing, and presence. Atmosphere as art, where jazz meets scent. The members of the Copacetics, a jazz tap dancing troupe, as Andy Wasserman observed, treated scent as an extension of their individuality. Long before fragrance became codified as luxury, it was already embedded in the culture of jazz performance. Fragrance moves through that same invisible register, where jazz composes in sound, perfumery composes in air. In Harlem's golden age, scent was part of the performance, an extension of elegance, individuality, and command. Harlem was never only heard, it was seen, felt, worn, and carried in the air. Smoke, polished wood, perfume, spirits, night air, a sensory world history recorded only in memory. Teri Johnson approaches fragrance as cultural memory, not simply luxury, but living atmosphere. In her work, Harlem becomes a sensory ecosystem, music, movement, style, and scent speaking at once. Her fragrances draw on iconic figures such as Duke Ellington and Langston Hughes. Johnson builds her perfumes around icons, not as portraits, but as tonal blueprints. Duke Ellington and Langston Hughes become not just names, but moods, structures, and atmospheres. Each composition becomes an olfactory performance, the role of scent in shaping the atmosphere of jazz culture. Langston Hughes was a famous Harlem poet and writer. He incorporated the rhythm and spirit of blues and jazz into his writing. For Hughes, jazz was a way of life. Langston Hughes had the Midas touch, and he left a lasting impact on the jazz and blues world. Like Duke himself, the presence arrives before the man speaks and lingers long after he has gone. Jazz elders spoke of Ellington's cologne as a secret composition, blended with the same intention as music. For those who knew him, his scent was the gold standard, invisible, unmistakable, unforgettable. Duke opens like an overture, bright citrus, spice, and motion, arranged with impeccable control. Then comes tobacco, honey, wood, and resin, a fragrance that swings with structure, warmth, and authority. Duke is not linear. It evolves. It moves from one phase to the next, seamlessly transitioning without pause. Langston moves differently, inward, lyrical, and close to the skin, like a poem spoken just above a whisper. Its sweetness, smoke, and warmth feel less like spectacle than memory, intimate, thoughtful, enduring. Langston is a nocturne, a piece of atmosphere and introspection. If Duke is the full ensemble, Langston is the late night solo, subtle, personal, deeply felt. Jazz and scent are parallel languages. Both unfold over time. Both shape memory before thought can catch up. Jazz and scent are both temporal arts. They unfold. They evolve. A musical note vanishes into air. A fragrance note does the same. Yet both can remain with us for years. What emerges from both historical accounts and contemporary interpretation is a profound structural symmetry. What Johnson captures is not only perfume, but presence, the elusive aura of cool made tangible. To quote George Russell, the legendary jazz master of tonal gravity, who himself reveled in his private collection of scents, what's life for if not to explore? At its core, jazz has always been about more than music. It is a way of being, a philosophy of presence defined by ease, confidence, and depth. This is what we recognize as cool, and it is as much about atmosphere as it is about expression. Scent Veteran, where fragrance, memory, and legacy meet.